Good morning to everyone out there. Let's turn this camera around, get this thing going. Determined to keep things short today, short and sweet. We're gonna do here. Want to thank everyone for joining me this morning. Let's see if we can get this camera where we want it and not have it fall here. Here we go. All right. Good morning. I'm only going to spend a couple minutes with you this morning. I need to move my process along much quicker than I have been. So I'm going to shorten these down for a little bit just to get everything moving along, and then maybe we'll jump into some longer topics as you all make requests. I appreciate all those who have reached out to me with topics already and continue to do so. Hopefully these replays as well, for those who are watching the replays, are helpful on Facebook, on YouTube, and just having them on here on Periscope and period, to have that available. Let's see. Do I need any more light? Hopefully I'm coming through. Let me turn a little bit more this way. I know I'm usually sitting a little bit further over, and I figured I'd go a little bit widescreen this morning to switch things up. Especially, I think it'll look a little bit better when I'm putting the recording out there on the web. One sec. Let's see. See if this helps a little bit with the shadow. In any case, I said I was going to keep this quick, so let's go ahead and do that. For those who may not know me, Kofi Ford, coming to you just out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's been absolutely gorgeous down here the last few days. I think we're supposed to be in the 70s. And today is, December. What is December? It's December 11th. And today is going to be in the 70s down here in Atlanta. I love it. This is why I moved down from Maryland, back in 1995 for good. Came down here for college, but decided not to go back because the winter down here is so short. It does get cold. And let's be honest, it does get cold. Welcome, Bravotone. Forgive me if I butchered that, but welcome. I appreciate you joining. Just missed my introduction of myself, but welcome. I love this weather. This was exactly why I left the DC area, and probably why I won't go back, at least to live, to the DC area, because you just can't beat the weather down here. Yes, it gets a little bit hot during the summer, but I can tell you that humidity and heat up there in the DC area is so much worse, in my opinion, than it is down here in Atlanta. But that's not the topic this morning. Jumping right into that, I just had a thought this morning about, we've been talking about retirement and those things, but I wanted to speak to those business people out there, those people aspiring for more who are out there, especially since I've been talking about having a side business, because I think people, sometimes get disheartened, get frustrated because they're not seeing the immediate success that they would like to have in their business. And I thought of a couple people who I've read about. Many people, I think, have also read about them. One of them is Noah. Noah heard a message, what he thought was a message from God, to build an ark. That it was going to flood, and he needed to keep his family safe. And I can only imagine how many people that he was absolutely insane as he was building that thing. And estimates on the amount of time are anywhere from 60 years to up to 120 years that it took between the time he heard the initial voice to build the ark and the time at which he actually entered the ark before the floods came. And can you imagine the ridicule that he had to face during that time, where he's out there in the middle of nowhere, he's building this huge boat. He wastes, in their minds, he's wasting time from sunup to sundown. The amount of time and attention he had to give to that process to make it happen, and the number of people who had to know about it, and who absolutely thought he was out of his mind during that whole time, ridiculed him. In the end, none of that mattered. Second person I thought about was Abraham. And Abraham heard a message when he was about 75. I think when he was 90, he was giving up on it. Obviously I misunderstood this thing, and I need to do something to change things. We all know how that worked out. And 10 years later, so now at 25 years, he finally has that son that he heard that he was supposed to have. So 60 to 120, 25 years, there are more stories I could give to you, that show the amount of time that it took between the inception of calling it an idea, calling it something they heard, call it a passion they had in life, call it, their calling, if you will, their purpose for living, whatever that was. From the time they heard that to the time it actually came to pass was a significant number of years. And it's not always, I use those two examples because, I know so many people who have quit within the first year, within the first few months. Times got hard, things got challenging, and they just decided that they didn't want to deal with that. And a lot of times it's because of outside pressure. A lot of times, you share what you want to do with other people, and they don't share the same vision that you have. They look down on you. They talk about you. They ridicule you. They don't want you to succeed because it shows that the common person that they know can do it, and it makes them feel bad. Whatever the reasons are, my whole point in this is that you never know. You absolutely never know how long it's going to take you to get there. How much development do you need to go through in order to become the person that you need to be to manifest the thing that you've always dreamed of doing? There could be so many different things that need to happen. How many years before you get to the point where you meet the person who all of a sudden makes that drastic change that you need to happen in your business to get where you want to go? No person who's done anything of significance did it by themselves. No one. It just doesn't happen that way. Even Jesus had 12 disciples that he taught because the vision that he had needed to be passed down through the ages, the millennia. It's not going to happen by you alone. So who knows who that person is that you're looking for? Hopefully you found that person and you're well on your way. You're already in that success stream, or it's just around the corner. If you're not, if it may take another month, if it may take another year, if it may take another 5 years, the question is, are you willing to go through the process? Are you willing to go through the dumps, the challenges, the hurdles, all those people who are there to be your naysayers, to build up your skin, to build up your toughness? Are you willing to go through the challenges to grow yourself? Are you willing to read the books to enhance the knowledge that you have? Because that's what's most important. You developing you and continuing to get yourself ready to be that person that you're supposed to be to bring success. Just don't give up along the way. If you got a passion, a dream, a burning desire to do something, by all means, do it. If you haven't found it, look for it. Spend some time. I'm actually going to be doing, some of my reflections this morning after this as part of my morning process, my morning miracle process. Spend some time really figuring out what it is you're supposed to do. A great book I could recommend. It's called The 4-Hour Workweek. Great read, easy read. The style in which the author communicates with you is as if he's sitting next to you the entire time. You always recommend as well Think and Grow Rich, to that person who's looking to get more out of life. Maybe I'll do some summaries of some of these books, and so all these ideas are coming out. And in short, you don't know how long it's going to take. You just know that there's a journey you're going to take, and hopefully you've seen already where you're going to end up. And that's the way it works. You see where you are now, you see where you're going to end up. But just as if I were going to get in the car right now and drive to Washington, D.C., I know my beginning, I know my end. I know the path I'm going to take, but I have no idea what kind of detours I may have to take along the way. I have no idea how much traffic I'm going to end up facing. I have no idea the amount of things that could happen along the way. A flat tire, gas, along the way being expensive or less expensive along the way, or running out of gas, accidents that could potentially happen. There being some type of construction that detours me onto another road. There's so many things that could potentially happen along my way to change the amount of time the trip is going to take me, to slow it down, to allow it to go faster, whatever the case may be. That's the same way it is as you pursue whatever it is that you're moving towards. So don't give up. Don't give up along the way. Don't quit. It's closer than you think, believe it or not. It always is. The question is, are you willing to do what you need to do to develop you in order to make sure you reach the level of success that you want? With that, I'm going to sign off this morning. It's probably my shortest scope. And I'm actually not upset with that. But I appreciate everyone for joining this morning. Love my replay watchers. Love the hearts as well. Share it with your friends. Continue to send me any ideas that you may have, for things that you would like to see, especially this early in the morning if you're on the East Coast. I think we're going to be finishing before 6 o'clock this morning. No. Oh, well. We'll continue to work on my timing and getting that down and more succinct. And I look forward to continuing this journey with everyone. Hopefully you're on this miracle morning journey as well. But definitely looking forward to continuing this relationship, and hope everyone has an absolutely phenomenal day. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.